Hello everyone, what's everybody's done in my Pokemon form, and today we'll be doing part 2 of my reaction to top 10 terrifying Slenderman stories that prove he actually exists. So if you guys missed part 1, go watch that before you watch this one, but this will be part 2. So I hope you guys like it. If you guys feel, pick thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, turn notifications, and let's get started.
And onto the ground. Suddenly, lights were everywhere and people were screaming, "What did you do?" And this is when it dawned on her that she was on a prank reality show. She put the actor playing the Slenderman into a coma. She wasn't charged, as she didn't know, but the TV program was, of course. She has never been able to shake this off ever since, and for obvious reasons. That's insane. Coming in at number 9, we have what happens when you Google Slenderman. Basically, huns, don't Google Slenderman, or if you do, maybe just have a quick browse of the Google images and a good little laugh and move on with your life. Don't you research him too hard, as you may not like what you find. One 16-year-old wrote a story about how they started dreaming about Slenderman after looking him up to scare their friend. They had heard the warnings about not looking too deeply into Slenderman, but they all thought it was nonsense. They said after researching him that they loved the story, but they had a very uneasy feeling. It seems the uneasy feeling led to an uneasy night's sleep. The teenager's parents said that they had been sleep-talking for hours in the night. On another evening, he felt watched as he went to sleep. He then had a very, very vivid dream. He drew what he saw in his sleep, and this was the drawing. Creepy. He also said that following the dream, he drew an operator symbol and taped it to his door, and since then, he hasn't had any more dreams. However, he has had a perpetual stuffy nose and sometimes gets fierce headaches. He also says that his his phone shuts off unexpectedly. Is he being haunted by Slenderman? Coming in at number 8, Slenderman is Voldemort. What? The world of Harry Potter and internet creepypastas are colliding here. An 18-year-old girl wrote about her experience spotting Slenderman or Voldemort when she was 15 in Oklahoma City. She said her and her friend were out getting snacks from the 7-Eleven and they spotted a very tall, thin, extremely pale figure in the park. Her and her friend kept referring to the figure that they had seen as Voldemort. They talked about it for years, convinced that they'd seen the Dark Lord. Was he lost and recruiting Death Eaters all the way over in Oklahoma? I don't know. 2 years later, they came across the legend of Slenderman and immediately put 2 and 2 together. Perhaps they hadn't seen He Who Must Not Be Named, but actually, they'd seen something just as horrifying. Coming into number 7, we have the urban legend of the Stickman. One teenager recalled dreaming of Slenderman when they were kindergarten age. They said they went to bed and had a dream of a long, narrow corridor with only light coming from the end. They walked down the corridor into a bright white room. Now, when they turned back to get out of the unsettlingly light room, they saw a tall, slender man in a suit silhouetted in the hall. As they got closer, they noticed that the man was wearing a red tie. As they got even closer, they noticed how gigantically tall he was. As they then got closer still, they noticed that the man had no face. The kids screamed and screamed and screamed until they woke up. They noticed that the clock was 12:57 and that their dad was next to the bed looking worried. When their father asked if they were okay, the kid calmly replied, "Tall stick man." Scary. My one gripe with this story is, can many 4-year-olds read the time? I don't know. Coming into number 6, we have the origin of Slenderman. Okay, so we've talked a lot about what a death-bringing creep Slenderman is, but where did he actually come from? I may actually have an origin story for you here. On a website called Play With Death, I found a story about where old Slens may have come from. They say that he was once an American man who was tortured to death. First, he was beaten with a log, totally battering his face. Then, he was impaled with a 2-foot spike to a tree. They say that his arms and legs were pulled out of their sockets and stretched out and out and out and out again. He died a slow, painful death, and he came back to haunt wooded areas as a new type of long, tortured ghoul who wants to get revenge by people in similar ways. Coming into number 4, we have the Gravity Falls abduction. According to urban legend, Slenderman is making his way into mainstream media in order to brainwash vulnerable kids and teens. He has been spotted in the background of a number of shows. In 2012, eagle-eyed viewers spotted Slenderman in an episode of Disney's Gravity Falls. This scary bringer of death can be spotted in the background of an episode. Dipper and Mabel are in the woods, obviously, and Slenderman can be seen lurking behind them. He He also apparently pops up in Dragon Ball Z and My Little Pony. Coming into number 3, we have the 2007 investigation. According to Slenderman stories out there, an investigation team discovered 22 bodies in the woods. The dead were said to be mainly children and teenagers. Now, the discovery became known as the Steinman Woods Massacre, and the incident was hushed up. According to the legend, the incident was reported by the organization. The organization are supposed to be like a special ops team that tracks Slenderman and try and contain him. The report reads, investigation team discovered 22 bodies of both genders and various ages impaled on broken tree branches in a radiating circle pattern with chest mutilations, as often noted with Slenderman. Upon confirmation, lead investigator called for an immediate evacuation of the investigation team at 1700 hours. Bodies first discovered at 1100 hours. Deadline for safe evacuation of team with only viewed physical evidence of Slenderman approximately 1730. Now, unfortunately, they lost contact with their team at 1725. A second investigation team then reportedly recovered a camera equipment a week later. I don't know what happened from there, it's all very hushed up. This is all we know about the Steinman Woods Massacre. Finally, coming into number 1, we have the German tale of Der Grossman. It seems that there are a number of different legends of a menacing Slenderman, not just in America. Slenderman might not actually be an urban legend at all. Instead, he may be an old legend dating back to the 1700s in Germany. It seems that in Eastern Europe, talk of a tall ghost Slim Man has been circulating since the 16th century. In Germany and Romania, they call him Der Grossman, which translates to the tall man. He was said to be a fairy who lived in the Black Forest, which is in southwest Germany. Now, the Black Forest has been the centre point of many fairy tales, especially from the Brothers Grimm, so suffice to say, it is a spooky place. In the German tale, the tall, slim man would chase bad children who snuck into the woods at night. A journal entry from 1702 seems to coincide with the legend of Der Grossman. Translated from German, it reads, "My child, my Lars, he's gone, taken from his bed. The only thing that we found was a scrap of black clothing. It feels like cotton, but it's softer, thicker. Lars came into my bedroom yesterday screaming at the top of his lungs that the angel was outside. I asked him what he was talking about, and he told me some nonsense fairy story about Der Grossman. He said he went into the groves by our village and found one of my cows dead hanging from a tree. I thought nothing of it at first, but now he's gone. We must find Lars, and my family must leave before we're all killed. I'm sorry, my son. I should have listened. May God forgive me." We have a horrible tale at number 10. We have dead rats on the wall. This story is so messed up. This whole saga was posted on Reddit No Sleep a few years ago by Redditor Moonbay. She went away with her husband to her grandpa's cabin, and on their way up to the country, her husband cracked his classic Slenderman joke. Sure, don't we all love a Slenderman joke? I mean, I guess, until things get scary and then it's categorically not funny. When they got to the cabin, the girl saw scratch marks on one of the sides. Now, it was kind of like someone had dragged a rake across the side of the house. She made a note to tell her grandpa, but assumed it must have been animals. That night, she heard something outside, once again like a scratching. Her husband joked again that it was Slenderman, but then said seriously it must be rats, and in the morning he would set up some kind of pest control. It turns out it was indeed rats. Rats nailed to the cabin wall, anyway. The husband was a bit concerned, but thinks it was just kids playing a prank. Now, this would have been when I got the F out of there. The next night, there is scratching noises and heavy breathing and growling coming from outside the cabin, and the pair both agree to leave at first light. Now, in the morning, they step out to a whole menagerie of dead woodland animals strewn around the property. Gross. Not only that, goodbye and thanks for playing is written in blood on the wall. Was it Slenderman or some other woodland killer? He comes through the Xbox at number 8. Something weird happened with an Xbox 5 years ago in Ohio, and then somebody posted to Reddit about their experience in a new house. My bud Da Vinci wrote that their new home had been the location of a murder and a previous reported Slenderman sighting. When this guy's parents were out one evening, he was playing video games online with some friends. Everything was totally fine until he got a text and he put his controller down to read it. When he went to pick up his controller, he noticed that his game character appeared to morph into Slenderman and then stare at him through the screen. Then he said the character started to move in the screen, and then it seemed as if it was going to come out. Now, this was when the guy woke up, thank goodness. He saw his clock, which said it was 4 a.m., and he thought, whoa, that's really weird. He must have been asleep at his computer for almost 2 hours. He then noticed that his bedroom door and window were open. Now, he was a bit freaked out, and he closed them and went to check on his dog. When he came back into the room, he noticed the clock again. It was 2:16 a.m. Weird. He thought it was 4 a.m. and 2:16 was the time he last remembered playing his game. What was going on? Coming into number 7, we have the Slenderman tape. Sometimes Slenderman will come for you, and in those times you need to just get out of there. Get out of there exactly as what this one Redditor did when Slendy came for him. Scissor of Venus wrote that in their old hood they saw Slenderman. Tall, slender, black, no face, creepy, sure. After seeing him a few times, he decided, you know what, I'm done with this neighborhood, I'm gonna move. Good on him, Slender's a creep. When they were at a new home, a village by a mountain, the guy's wife saw something weird in the mountain whilst hiking. Later, the guy found a tape in a drawer that was seemingly an interview with a child called Jimmy. The kid seemed scared about something, and the tape turned into screaming that, I quote, he said, he's here. This Jimmy kid seemed to totally lose it. He then seemed to hallucinate, and the guy listening to the tape also had a hallucination of his very own. He dreamed that Slenderman came to him with his tentacles, and that he
Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you guys like this video, give this video a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, turn post notifications, and leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel is my same thing. And yeah, guys, again, almost close to 520 subscribers. 520 subscribers, that's a lot. 5 years ago, I really appreciate it. Because again, this video was my goal for reaching 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 people watching. 7 years ago, I really appreciate it. Because again, these videos are possible to you guys, and I love you guys so much for all your support, like I always say, and I always mean. And yeah, also if you guys want to watch this, it was made by Most Amazing Top 10. Put the link to their video down in the description for you guys to watch it. But yeah, I guess there you go. Thanks for watching. Please like this video, leave a comment, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys for tomorrow for part 3 and possibly part 4 on my reaction to top 10 terrifying Slenderman stories that prove he actually exists. Alright guys, there you go. Goodbye, and have a good day or night.